Hey guys, so here bringing you another video, and welcome back to the main account, the Huzzy account. And today we are beginning, well, you're going to get a bit of this type of content. And by the way, notice Liga duo queue. Apart from me and the Gwen, it's duo queue. And excuse if I'm a little bit out of breath and my glasses are a bit tinted. I did begin recording this, and then Maya decided to go nuts downstairs, so I had to run downstairs, and there was a cat in the garden. Yeah. Anyway, what is this? So if you're newer to the channel, these are POV commentaries, but they're even to older people. This is sometimes people's favorite type of content. So what this is I'm not playing live. You notice I'm moving. I've got my hands, right? I've played this a few days ago, and the idea is it's basically a replay commentary, but instead of it being in the replay format, it's in the point of view format. So you're exactly seeing how I'm playing. Arguably, these are actually the most educational content that you can make as a content creator, doing a live kind of commentary format. The reason why is when you're playing live yourself, it's actually really hard to be purely, you know, educational and everything, because you've got the emotion of playing the game as well. And then a replay, you're not seeing everything that I'm actually seeing. Like, you could always be like, you know, if you're trying to improve, watching your own replays is always recommended, but I'd actually say recording your own point of view and watching your own point of view is even better. The reason for it is if you're watching a replay, you're like, dude, how did I miss that? Like, you know, that was obvious, but that's a replay file. Like, when you're watching your own point of view, you're getting to see everything that you're seeing in game. So if you notice things here, or if I notice things here that I didn't notice when I was playing live, it means I missed it. Where in a replay file, you don't know exactly where my camera is, what I'm exactly looking at that time. So it's actually hard to completely judge if I missed it or if I just wasn't looking in that area. So I would say if you're looking to improve, doing your own recording, and again, just to say, very basic, OBS is a free software. It's the software that we all use to stream and record. Just do a local recording. You don't have to stream it at all. Local record it to your own computer. Watch your own file back. You don't obviously have to be on camera or microphone or anything. And then just watch a game back. And you may notice, oh, I missed that, because you're seeing exactly what you're seeing. So you can see there that the enemy team is trying to keep track of me already. Like, that was an early ward on my Wraith. I think I should have probably in my mind thought about that, of like, oh, why are you trying to track me? So this was a few days ago, but if memory serves correctly, this Shaco is taking my blue right now. So this is just something that, again, if I was thinking things through, and there you go, he just took it, literally. If I thought things through and was like, wait, why did the Fizz put a ward down there to track me? It's because his jungler was looking for a play. So that, again, straight away, it's something about thinking about the bigger picture. Like, it's a very easy thing to not really acknowledge of like, oh, they put a ward down there. But when you actually go, oh, he put a ward down there to see where I was, and you can see this Shaco was trying to be a bit cheeky. Honestly, I'd say a bit over cheeky. So I go for the flash, trying to get the kill. Look how close it is. I get the chain lightning on the trap, thinking it would kill him. Doesn't just kill him. Really annoying that he doesn't go down there. Obviously, the Shaco is ridiculously low. And unfortunately for me, I hit the E there, not enough damage. The Gwen, of all things, top lane, is making her way over. And Cassante is not moving. So that's a really, really rough situation for me. Like, the Cassante is being... I know Gwen is a powerful laner, I grant you, but I do think he probably should have just showed up. So yeah, that was a bit annoying, because I beat the Shaco in the fight, and then Gwen came over. So again, bit annoying, so I end up dead. Bot lane, I will say... so I played... This was a few nights ago. I played 3 games. 2 of them are going to be POV commentaries. I had the same bot lane 2 games in a row. They're a duo queue, and they play Seraphine Hwei. And in my mind, I was like, that seems a bit of a weird lane, no? But it's just incredible poke. You get the damage from Hwei and kind of, you know, the supportiness from Seraphine. It's actually quite powerful. Now, it is worth mentioning, by the time this video comes out, there is a nerf happening to support's gold income. It's way too high. Has been too high for quite a while. It allows things like Hwei or even Camille and stuff like that to actually be supports when they probably shouldn't be. So I decide, right, the Shaco stole my blue. This is a risk, because obviously if I get caught here or anything, you know, it's going to put me even further back. But I just go, screw it. I got at least the Scuttle Crab, and I outsmite the Shaco. So if I'm not mistaken, that might actually be the second thing I've outsmited this Shaco on already. I think I outsmited him on the Gromp and then there again. So the one thing I will give the enemy team, you can already notice it, and this might be just the League of Duo Q aspect. Obviously, the Gwen wasn't Duo, but the enemy team is very, like, jump together. And that's sometimes the inherent, like, thing of, like, people sometimes just like, why don't you like Duo Q? Because it changes how you play. As one of the biggest fundamentals to me is, if you're a solo player, you're solo, right? You're not completely in the pocket of another player. You're not on that comms. When Duo Q does get involved, it completely changes how people play. Like, they are constantly like, right, just group, just help me. And, like, it's just constant. And people say, oh, isn't that good? It's a team game. It's a team game. And I like the aspects of team game. I've played competitive years ago. I like Clash. I like when it's fair that everybody, when you're going into it, everyone's on level ground. So if you're doing Clash, everyone's full pre-made. If you're doing competitive, everyone's full pre-made. That's why it just doesn't always feel fair to me, because solo queue, you're not all full pre-made, you know? That's the thing that just I can't ever get over. So they nearly killed that Maokai. So Maokai's still probably the most powerful support in the game, but does go down to that incredible poke. The one negative, I'd say, obviously, of Maokai, not just Maokai support, just as a champion, he's pretty immobile. He's pretty slow. So a nice turnaround kill there in mid. One thing I've actually started to do, by the way, and it doesn't always work, I've tried, and again, let me know if you've noticed in some of the gameplay and commentaries, the upcoming even though solo queue hasn't gone very good for me recently, I'm trying to remain positive, and the fist bump is actually quite a nice tool to use. And it's like, why? So an emote, you can do a thumbs up emote, but no one's going to be looking at a random Volibear in the jungle giving a thumbs up, right? But the fist bump is like global to your team. Is, hey, your jungler wants to give you a fist bump. Well done. It's a positive. And I've always said, you know, League, I'm included, you're included. We all jump to negatives so fast. It's the League of Legends community way. So I actually am trying to use the fist bump more as kind of that positive, like, hey, well done, good job. So from memory, yeah, our duo queues were bot lane was duo, and then top and mid, sorry, were duo. So you can see, and I think it was near enough the same for the enemy team, but a slight difference. So the enemy bot lane from memory was duo, and then mid and jungle were duo. Gwen was this solo player like I am. So I get the scuttle, and I'm going to just go right over here. Now, you will see a few games of Volibear jungle right now. I think he is getting nerfed by the time this video comes out. Again, just reminding everyone, on the time this is being uploaded, I'm on holiday. I'm bulk recording. Hopefully you guys don't mind too much. The nerfs, I've honestly looked at the nerfs. They don't actually impact him that much. They'll tone him down a little bit, don't get me wrong. So of all people, and again, this is, again, you could also always argue the duo queue aspect. A Fizz mid lane is coming over to stop a Volibear there. Yeah, probably because his jungler's not there and his jungler said, hey, can you go stop it? Again, it's a genuine thing. If that was a pure solo player situation, I would put good money on that Fizz would definitely have not come on over there. So it's unfortunate, but again, duo queue, as I said, it just changes the dynamic of the game. So I actually am, it's not a good start, 0-2-0. And the one thing I noticed in this game as it progresses, and this is where I like uploading this, is it's a bit of an odd one, because Volibear, he's strong early-ish, but more mid-game. He kind of does fall off a little bit in late game as well. But my laners are actually doing pretty well. So when your laners are doing good as a jungler, a lot of the time it may sound weird, but it's like, that's the dream situation. And it is. You know, it's good when your laners are doing well. It's better than all your laners losing. But it can actually make you feel a bit sad about a jungler going, what the hell do I do now? Like, your damage numbers are going to be low. It doesn't look like you've done anything. But if your laners just do their job, like, perfectly and everyone's winning, you're like, well, as weird as it sounds, the more effective your laners are, the less reliant they're on a jungler. So what do you do as a jungler when your laners are doing good? Objectives. That's literally the answer. You should just power farm as much as you can. So just do your rotation of clear if you're not needed, and just do objectives. Dragons, the grubs, Rift Heralds. And that is, I will say, what I did do this game. My light changed. So yeah, I did focus objectives this game, as I thought it would be the right thing to do. Because, you know, why force ganks and all this stuff when my team is already doing quite well? Like, they're doing good. No need to risk it too much. You know, bot lane, you can see, Seraphine just got a solo kill on Maokai. Top lane, they actually do end up killing Gwen, but that means a dead Kiana. Casante's trying to base, and you can see Fizz on the minimap is just appearing, but the base goes off. He just manages to survive, which wastes the Fizz's time. It's still good for Fizz to go there, because he gets to collect the minions that were going to die to tower, but that still is probably a bit annoying for the Fizz. So Shaco ends up getting 1 kill. I'm not really sure why my bot lane like really overextended in that situation. Like Seraphine was really low. So I'm committing to the dragon. You might be like, oh, why aren't you going over to help? I'm already on the dragon. I may as well commit to it. He actually just runs into tower and dies. So yeah, like obviously Shaco is something that I'm starting to play quite a lot of. And I will say, I'm really looking forward to come back from the vacation. And let me know what you think as a question of the day, if you will. I'm quite tempted, and this might be a bit risky, but obviously solo queue's gone pretty bad for me in the last month. I went from Diamond 1 to Diamond 4 in pretty much a straight loss streak. Holidays are very good in like a lot of situations. So I'm hoping that my mental's going to get a lot better. And you know, is the gameplay going to get better? I can't force teammates to play better, but when your own mental is better, it does help. Guarantee it does help. So I'm going to go for a gank, obviously. We end up getting the Caitlyn. Shaco shows up, of all people. Hello, Mr. Clown. And I'm just going to keep fighting, because this is what Volibear is really good at. So get the chomp. I do go down, but again, another kill for Hawaii. Shaco goes down. And again, Shaco, obviously, I've been playing a lot of him. He wants to snowball early game, and he's not, you know, he's doing it okay, but it's not going amazing because of his laners are typically doing quite bad. As I was saying before, though, because my mental is hopefully going to be really good after coming back from vacation. Last time we went on vacation, I think from when I went to Rhodes, Greece, I think I was Diamond 3. And then in a week, I went to Master. I'm not saying that's going to happen again. And this is where I want to ask you guys, do you think it would be a cool idea within like a mini series of Climb to Master to basically go, right, we are setting our goal of, let's say I get, like, we start streaming, if I just say a date, just so we've got a date in mind, on Monday the 25th of March, right? If I say Monday the 25th of March is the start date, we give ourselves a month. So the 25th of April, I will be at least back in Diamond 1. Do you guys think that would be kind of interesting? And the way of it is kind of like I kind of lost my way at the beginning of the season. Beginning of the season, we went straight to Diamond 1 because all I was doing was playing really overpowered picks. That's what we would do again. Like, just straight up, just overpowered picks. So, unfortunately, Kiana goes down. But here's the thing. So, Shaco's ganking to then probably come over and do these. And again, he just walks into tower again. This Shaco's died twice to walking into tower. So, again, this is what I'm saying. I'm just doing the objectives. It's a bit boring, but it is very effective. Yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think that's a good idea? But the caveat to that, and this is where the audience, you guys need to be okay with it. It may get a bit boring, because if I latch onto a pick, like, you know, it's happened when I've played Anivia over time or whatever, I'm never going to one-trick something, but in, let's say, a week, there could be 6 games and 6 videos of the same champion. I actually end up getting an assist there, by the way, for like how I hit my E. I had to do a bit of wave clearing so he wasn't always on the tower. I think I hit my E, and that actually got me an assist. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's the thing. So that, let me know if you think that would be a good idea. Complete try hard a bit when I get back with a fresh mental from holiday and try to at least get back to Diamond 1. I think I'm going to do it, but I'd also like to collect the feedback of what you guys think. So yeah, let me know. It'll be interesting to hear the feedback. So Shaco's on his way bot lane. Obviously trying my best to just help my team with pings. Communication is always a powerful thing. Here he comes. He actually misjudges his Q and didn't actually get close enough to actually do any damage, so he goes down. It is worth knowing this Shaco player from memory wasn't a Shaco player. I'm then going to go for a gank. Well, I basically commit. I'm going to go for the Maokai, and my team hopefully will be fine for the Caitlyn, and they are. And I get an assist. So one kill to them, 1 assist for me. Fist bump coming out because, again, it's that well done, everybody. We're doing well. So, again, it doesn't look like I've done a lot. But this is the thing that I think is important to say is... It's going to sound weird what I'm about to say, and it's not like a cover-up. But this isn't exactly me getting carried because my team is just doing so well. You know, if my team was doing bad, it would actually allow me to do better because they're not just beating everybody. But what you need to do sometimes as a jungler, and this is the educational lesson of it, is the value of objectives when your laners are doing fantastic. Because I basically have near enough secured every objective so far. I've lost one grub, and that was because the Fizz came over. If the Fizz never came over, I would have had every objective, I think, in this game so far. I think I'm the only one, yeah, the only one dragon, I think. The grub, obviously. I will be looking for Rift Herald. So it's the thing to do. Hwei, obviously, that is Hwei support. He actually, the Shaco goes for him, and then the Shaco ends up dying. To the, well, the duo cube turns up, and again, that's the negative, I would say, hilariously, of Shaco. And I actually think I titled a video this a few weeks ago or whatever, was like the counter to Shaco is teamwork, and that is true. So the more duo cube players against a Shaco is actually really bad for a Shaco, and considering everybody in this game is duo apart from me, and I'm quite a team focused player anyway, yeah. So I'm going to go for it, go for the ultimate. We do get the Caitlyn flash out. Unfortunately, I don't think we managed to get the kill. It was close, but she did have flash herself, so she does survive. So one of the things I would say that is getting nerfed about Volibear, or the two things from memory that are getting nerfed with Volibear, and getting my own ward I just replaced, by the way. His movement speed on his Q's going down, and his cooldown, I think, on his ultimate's going down. So his actual fight prowess, you know, standing still, healing, rah, 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 that's actually not going down at all. So this build, by the way, some people are like, what's this build? This is the more damage bruiser build of Volibear. Some people may be like, where's the, you know, isn't there the crazy healing build? There is. So there's a crazy unending despair healing build that's going around. I think it originates in Korea, like everything. That is more for top lane, because that build really is better at, like, standing still 1v1 dueling, and that happens in top lane more than anywhere else. So this build is actually about just constant fight pressure more than healing. It still does healing, like it's Volibear, but it you know, the Sundered Sky, it's a powerful item, arguably a little bit too strong in some ways. Shaco going top lane, so once again, do I go over and help? I don't think I do. Like Cassante just killed Gwen, Shaco's too late, and we're gonna go for another objective. Unfortunately, Seraphine is doing, I'd say, the correct thing of helping me on the objective, and Hwei just stayed mid lane a little bit alone. I don't know if I would personally have done that as, you know, a Hwei when there's a Fizz in the game, but, you know, mistakes happen. So again, one thing that is always worth considering as a jungler, maintaining farm is such an important thing. When you get wrapped up in the game, it's so easy to be like, oh god, I have not done my clear in about 10 minutes. So make sure you are continuously doing your clear, especially in a game like this where my laners have done well. I'm not getting gold from kills, am I? Like, I'm not getting kills. So here is where I find Mr. Clown. So I am looking for him. He does manage to get away. This was my biggest mistake of the match. I completely, and this is really stupid of me, forgot I had Rift Herald. Again, it happens. I like showing this because it's the human aspect of the game. You make mistakes. I thought I had a ward or a trinket or something. Yep, I just did Rift Herald. I got caught up in the moment, and I just completely waste that Rift Herald. So that was bad, and again, worth showing. And you can see me typing. I occasionally do that from time to time. That was bad by me. And I will say, sometimes, throughout the years, one of the biggest things that I and other creators have always got as feedback is, you know, you don't look at yourself as a player, or you don't, like, say, like, you're doing stuff bad. I've always said, and sometimes people get it, sometimes people don't, it's really hard to do that when you're live on Twitch with a chat. You know, I think a lot of people probably would agree the League community isn't the nicest. So the moment that you start probably, like, you know, so I'm nearly double farm on the Shaco, I'm just saying there. If you kind of open yourself up to being bad in a way, the League community is a bit like piranhas. They'll jump on and call you trash and all that stuff. It's not the nicest thing when you're playing live. But when you're not playing, so I'm not streaming this at all, you can be more self-critical. Like, that's the thing. Like, I think that's what sometimes people don't get. If you're not a content creator or streamer and you're just playing League normally, you probably are more self-critical in the moment than a content creator. Does that mean that we all think we're perfect and we're amazing players? No. I can tell you right now, when I'm live and I make a mistake, even if I don't mention it a lot, I know I've made that mistake. I think that's what some people don't get. We're not hiding or pretending that we haven't made a mistake. It's more just preserving the mental of, you know, okay, that was bad, but yeah, don't really admit it. Because chat can be savage. That's the thing, you know. We, as all content creators, we all have a few people that are watching us, you could say, for the wrong reason. That, you know, you hope people watch you for the right reasons and they like you and they want you to do well. Unfortunately, you know, there could be a 5 or 10% part of your audience sometimes that are actually watching you to hope you're doing bad. And if you admit that you've done a bad play, that's again where they'll be like piranhas and they'll go, "Ha, look at him, he sucks." It's not the best. But yeah, so that was bad in essence. So looking for the Gwen, I don't think I managed to get to her here. Obviously, Shaco was hovering, so I do know the clown is roughly around, and here he is. So look at that initial damage, by the way, for me, is really high. That initial, like, Q bonk, it's actually quite a lot of damage. I'm hoping, and this is where I'm hoping, boom, I find him again. But yeah, you can just see the difference between me and this Shaco. There is a stupid strength difference between us, and that's the funny thing with that. Sometimes KDA is weird, is I was 0-4 there, you know, ignoring assist, 0-4. That Shaco I think is like 5-3 or something. So on KDA it's like, oh dude, that Shaco is doing well, he's a lot stronger. Nope, like I'm a lot stronger than him. But it's the illusion that KDA sometimes does provide. You have to remember, I am literally double farm right now, so when it comes to gold, I'm most likely ahead. I do abandon ship there because, you know, what's the chances we're going to win that? The Fizz is actually quite strong. Gwen, top lane, is also just randomly grouping mid. Baron is something that they might consider because that's a way back into the game for them. But they haven't run there straight away. It is risky for them to do it, don't get me wrong. I'm obviously thinking of Dragon as being the objective player myself, and so is the enemy team. So you can see Kiana was waiting in the bush, bam, one-shots the Shaker, which is, by the way, really big because that's their jungle smite gone. So if they try to continue going for this, yeah, you can bet your bottom dollar I will try to go for a steal. But my Cassante's around, Kiana's around, they actually bully the enemy team away. Without your jungler, like, what are you going to do? Like, I'm alive as a jungler, your jungler just died. Unfortunately, sometimes you have to concede it. You can see the enemy team doesn't want to concede it. So they are, again, hovering themselves. But this is giving time for my bot lane, who died, to get back in the area. And that will secure us the dragon once again. So, yeah, the Shaco, I would say, sometimes was a bit oblivious to plays. Like, Shaco himself was quite sneaky and, like, gets good Qs on and gets good backstabs and stuff. But he didn't expect those type of sneaky plays to happen to him. Of, like, Kiana waiting for him in a bush, or me fighting him, and then, oh, I'm going to continue going like a Shaco would, continue going in his own jungle and see if I can find him again. He just wasn't really expecting it much, which, you know, you could say was a bit of a mistake. Now, my team, I think, are thinking of Baron. He does actually get the red, I think. Oh, but I saw, so again, I saw the direction of where he was going, but he actually changed direction as well. So that was an attempt of, like, right, let's go all in. I do get pushed away somehow there. I don't even remember how. Maokai Q maybe. Then I see Caitlyn's bot lane, and then Fizz gets bullied away. So I think in a second we might turn around to try and go do Baron. Obviously, I got Shaco really low. But let's see what happens continuously. So we actually get, and then, oh, this was it. Unfortunately, the Cassante nudge, I think, actually made the Fizz not get hit. But we do kill him anyway. It made the Fizz not get hit by the Seraphine ult, which would have instantly killed him. Now the Caitlyn, obviously, and it's a tale as old as time. I actually hilariously, I've not heard many people say, and there's the Shaco, I've not heard many people say about rage split pushing. Like, I thought that was, like, you know, I've heard some people say it, but it's not a common phrase. Obviously, it's a phrase that I use of, like, if someone's doing bad and they're just rage split pushing. I was watching a double lift video the other day, and he used that term. I was like, wow, okay. So that term has gotten mainstream, of people know, right, if you're doing bad and you're split pushing, you're rage split pushing. The Caitlyn was bot lane there. She is doing awfully. She's doing that lethality build. I would say Caitlyn is in a really bad spot at the moment. I don't remember if she's getting buffs this patch. She probably won't. But yeah, Caitlyn is not in a good way at all. Baron secured. I did see there, and again, this is things like I noticed that was about a 200 damage late smite. So if Shaco was in the area and he did a perfect smite, that could have been stolen. So again, always worth knowing that. My smites, I will say, you know, I've been, my two main roles this year are mid jungle. I've been overall happy with my jungle in this season. I would say my smites are a bit funky sometimes, though. Like, I think my smites are better And I don't think this is you know, a surprise, you could say. And I'm 3 levels up on this Shaco, by the way. He does actually smite that, I guess. I think my smites are better to steal an objective than to secure an objective, but I think that's probably true for most junglers. It's a lot easier to steal than to secure, and if you're like, really? Yeah, so you are... The natural premise of stealing is, let's say you're the jungler on the enemy team, that you're trying to steal an objective. You are the absolute hero if you steal it, but even if you die, your team don't care. Bro, you stole Baron, amazing. Like, it doesn't matter if you die, you got the Baron. But when you're on the team that's winning and you're getting the Baron, you aren't... It's a different headspace. Like, yeah, you're the hero if you get the Baron, but you're already winning. And, like, you don't really want to die anyway. You know, you don't want to, like... The risk level is different. So... It's a lot easier to go for a steal in the mindset than it is of securing it. Because securing it, as I said, like, you can put everything on the line, but if you get that steal, it's amazing. But again, if you secure it, you're just expected to secure it. So it's like, well, whatever. So I don't have ultimate yet. Obviously, Volibear has a ultimate disabling a tower technique. Whatever I was trying to say there. So if you want to go in for a tower dive or something, or the tower's really low, and here's what I do: disable the tower, actually kill the tower, I get the Caitlyn flash, and that breaks open the enemy base. So yeah, it does do damage to towers as well, and you know, it's worth doing it. You know, we probably were eventually going to kill that tower, but in the moment, just boom, done, open the base, voila, we get the inhib. So we now transfer over to bot side. Obviously, we now will have super minions, but they're just leaving our base, so it's going to take a while for them to appear. You can see Shaco is behind, probably trying to get something, and I honestly do not know what that Maokai engage was. A bit of desperation. Maybe he was expecting Shaco to jump in at the same time. You can see in there, in the kill feed, Shaco and Kiana just traded, and I will kill the Caitlyn. And there we go. So it sounds weird, but KDA-wise, 248, 2 kills isn't a lot. I was actually really strong this game. Annoyingly, and I will just give, you know, a slight spoiler, the next game, I finished... So the game ended in 15 minutes. The enemy Karthus mid, which was a bit weird, rage quit the game at level 6 or level 7. I ended the game really fed, and I was the highest damage in the game to that moment. So it just shows sometimes the games are a bit different. Volibear can fight things. It's just in that game... it was more about fighting, where this game was like, oh, my 3 lanes are doing pretty well, I'll do objectives. So, you know, and that's another skill in League of Legends, is know what type of game you have to play and adjust to that type of game. So momentarily, and I honor the Huawei. There was a bunch of people I could have honored, if I'm completely honest there. But yeah, in a second I will show my biggest contribution to the game. So that game was quite clutch to win, by the way. If we lost that, we might have been demoted. So yeah, damage-wise, not a lot, 11.8, as I mentioned. I wasn't expecting high damage. You know, we only had a few fights realistically in the entire game. I'm typing there saying not a lot for me to do, with laners doing pretty well, which is, again, it's a good thing. And so there's my damage. I do a bit more than the Caitlyn, but there's my contribution to the game. So 51, nearly 52,000 objective damage versus the Shaco's 4,000. So adjust to the game you're in. As I said, the next game of Volibear, I did the highest damage to champions in the game. It just depends what match you're in. But that's going to be it. If you guys did enjoy, do throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.